Welcome, you glorious shits, to the Insomnoids podcast. I'm Guy Fox, and this is Sir Wanks-a-Lot, giver of rim jobs. We will be your hosts today. There is a table of contents down below if you want to skip to a specific topic. Without further ado, let's get started.
When did you append the giver of rim jobs to that? This is not consensual. Professionals.
That was an addition I didn't tell him about.
My career is ruined. This is defamation. Alright, shall you start with the games? Because I'm going to be dying laughing for 10 minutes. Maybe we both will be.
Yeah, okay. Alright, games we've been playing. I have not been playing a whole lot this week, or since the last podcast. It's been a bit more than a week. Played a little bit of Metroid because it's the 30-year anniversary, which is yay. Then some Serious Sam because we've been uploading that, and that's about it.
I think the only really thing that isn't Fallout again I've played this week in Serious Sam is World of Warships, which I had an experience today. I realized the only thing more disappointing than me to my parents is the teammates you get in that game. Because holy crap. It's just, for example, I had a match. I hit the entire enemy team with at least 2 torpedoes, which, well, aside from destroyers, I can't destroy those torpedoes to save my life. But basically the entire enemy team, I killed 2 of them, got the rest of them all within 1 shot range. All my entire team still alive behind me. And then we lost. I'm not talking like they barely killed us the last guy. No, I'm talking they crushed us 12-1 or 12-2. And yeah. So it's the curse of the first match with the Linux client, or first match with the Linux game, is that you will die horribly and it will be embarrassing. I did this when I first installed TF2 last time, where I just had a string of horrible games and I gave up all hope. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've done, aside from installing Linux. Which is a game in its own right.
Yeah, it is. That was a bit shorter of a topic for that segment than normal, but oh well. So moving on to our next topic, Metroidvania-Style Exploration. Now, for those of you that don't know, it's like Metroid, where you go around places. It's like kind of open worldy.
The idea
it's
that
like
you have to explore, and then like you find things, and then you explore to find out what they're used for, or vice versa, where you explore and then you realize you have to go back and find something that you passed by. It's a lot of that sort of idea.
Yeah. So like
finding keys and stuff.
Give you an example. You need a certain type of bomb to get through some door, so you have to go find that type of bomb, then go back, and yeah. So, yeah, it's 30-year anniversary of Metroid, which is why we're doing this. Even though by the time this comes out, that will have been about a month ago. Well, not quite a month ago, a few weeks ago. Which, for those of you who are too lazy to do math, that was 1986, August 6th, for those of you wanting the exact date. So, there's been
pedantic fucks.
Yeah. Which is, I think, most of our viewer base.
Yeah. All one of them. Or 2, maybe, by this point.
I'm sure we'll have, yeah, by this point. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you that didn't see the latest Serious Sam episode, or what should be the latest, it might not be, my audio quality is no longer shit.
Yeah, so. But mine is.
Well, it's not shit. It's just not as good.
It's not as good as it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the good time to put up on the screen what I'm currently using for push to talk, because we're on Discord instead of Skype, because fuck Skype. It's, as you can see, a rock on my shift key, which is then being held up by a graphics card. A 6670, HD 6670, with a fan from an old HP from like 1999. So
We are the most ghetto people on Earth.
I've been spending the week in a trailer park.
I wish we had a recording of us building my computer.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty damn ghetto.
We very nearly zip-tied the CPU fan down for that. Because for anyone who's ever installed a Hyper 212 Evo, you know my pain. My dad has one in his build. We used the smaller version in Tim's build, and it's hell. It is the worst thing ever created.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to the topic. So, I'm a huge fan of Metroidvania exploration, and I actually have a story about one of my first forays into gaming. So, when I was like 5 or whatever, my uncle introduced me to Super Smash Brothers, the original, and played that, loved it. I played as Samus, so when I got a Game Boy Color, which this was a while after it came out, it was really cheap. The first game I picked out was Metroid 2, because, Samus, I was familiar with it. And by the time I got to the first fork in the road, so I could either go left or I could go right. And my only experience with things like this at the time were mazes on the back of Count Chocula boxes. So I immediately thought one direction is right and the other is wrong.
Yeah, one direction is always right. Go back to their concert.
One direction is always shit.
The last time I told someone I love them. If my parents don't get it, it's reserved for One Direction. Yeah, anyway, continue.
So I went right, which means I missed the first Metroid. And that's about all I remember of the game. I went back and played it. Apparently I got the Spider Ball, which is not that far into the game. But so I put that down for a while. I came back to it from time to time and the years after. I have beaten the original Metroid 2 and the fan remake, which is amazing from what I've played. Comes out on the anniversary, or is out for you now. There will be a link to that in the description if you want to play it. It's pretty damn awesome. So I put that down. Then a few years later, I got Metroid Prime for the GameCube. I never made very far in that. So I played a few Metroid games here and there. I never beat any of them till later, when I was into my teenage years. I played through Zero Mission to about the part where the original game ends. Zero Mission is a remake of the original, and from there I just kind of started picking up and playing all the different Metroid games, and I've still haven't beaten all of them, but yeah, that's my experience with the series.
What? I was gonna say the only a good note of a current one that's just recently come out is Headlander, actually, by Double Fine.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Steam.
It's one of the few recent good Double Fine games. It looks pretty incredible.
Yeah. So
it's a rare occurrence.
As to why the genre is so worth talking about is that it's not that it's pretty popular in the indie community, but it's not something that gets a lot of attention, which is sad because it creates a very interesting style of exploration compared to your typical open world game, where it's you're going around a cave or a castle or a space station or what have you, and you legitimately have no idea what you're going to find and what you're going to use what you find for. Great. And then having the whole mapping the area out as you go, it just gives you a great sense of exploration.
Yeah, it's one of those the favorite kind of genres I like are all the ones that are pretty much purely in indie games. Metroidvanias, a lot of different types of platformers, bullet hells now, One of my favorite things about it has always been that as someone who's both a fan of things that take a lot of skill and are very kind of puzzly at the same time, that's why I like Fallout 4 on survival mode. I have my damage cranked up to max because it's not so much a matter of it's a matter of both being good at shooting and killing enemies and also doing it without dying, because if I die, I restart that entire fight. It's like a lot of puzzle and finding out the most efficient way to do things, and also having to go back and look at what you've done before and take parts of that and to continue. I don't know if I've really played a game that was true Metroidvania recently, but like Teleglitch has some similar aspects. Obviously Fallout with mods, and then I don't really know what else. I have to open up my Steam library to tell you.
The guy who made who put the Vania in Metroidvania, Koji Igarashi, is now making his own. It's a Castlevania game, but it's not Castlevania because fuck Konami. So that's I've played the backer demo for that. I'm super excited for the beta. It's gonna be good from what we've seen so far. So that'll be a thing. Their estimated release was March of 2017, which would be the anniversary, the 20-year anniversary of Symphony of the Night, which is really good. So check that out. Also, just the whole Castlevania series in the Metroidvania style. And of course, Metroid.
Yeah, like Metroid is like, this is one of the first games I ever played after MechWarrior 4. I think it was might have been the first one. Was one of the Metroids on Game Boy Advance that I keep forgetting the name of. It was one of the ones on Game Boy Advance that I tell you about, and I always forget the name of because I'm terrible.
Fusion.
Yeah,
it was Fusion. I remember. Yeah, for anyone looking to get into the Metroid series, the three that I'd consider absolute must-plays are Zero Mission, at least the portion that was in the original game. You can feel free to skip the chapter afterwards. Prime, and of course Super, because Super is just amazing. Yeah, those three are definitely the best.
I wish it was a genre that would come back, like, in waves.
Yeah.
That and the retro shooter are two things that should never have died.
Yeah, no, Metroid has now not gotten a game. Well, I guess there's there's a Federation Force, which that's just a spin-off. It doesn't really count. I have nothing against the game. It's not out yet, I don't think.
You'll have something against it about a week after it releases, I'm sure.
I might. It just looks like a generic kind of arcadey co-op shooter for the DS, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people hate it because it's the first Metroid game in 6 years, almost to the day, and it's a tie-in game instead of an actual game.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say on that, unless you do.
No, not really.
I spent the entire day bedridden until I was trying to fix all this stuff, so, yeah. Aside from, like, half an hour of World of Warships, so, yeah, I guess you can do your movie of the week.
Alright, so moving to the next topic here is the movie of the week, which this week is, from, I believe, 2010, Kick-Ass, which is a superhero movie, but it's not what you think of when you think superhero movie. So it's a bit of a comedy. I don't remember who directs it. It really doesn't feel like an R-rated movie. They just say fuck a good number of times, so that gets them the R rating. But it's sort of it's a movie that will do a lot of things and not just sort of stick to like, oh, we're a superhero movie, or oh, we're a comedy movie. It's just about this kid who, he sees problems in his city, so he decides to throw on a superhero suit because he's a comic book nerd. And, his first few attempts do not go well, but he, establishes something, and, some other people start becoming superheroes. Nicolas Cage is Batman. And he's a surprisingly good Batman. I didn't know Nicolas Cage would be a good Batman going into it. I also didn't know he was going to be Batman.
Can't get any worse than The Dark Knight, let's be honest here.
Oh, casting in those movies is not too amazing. They were great movies, it's just the casting.
I want to see a full Nicolas Cage Batman movie now.
Yeah, I do too.
That would be incredible.
You see quite a bit of him in Kick-Ass, so you should probably check that out. He even has a sidekick. Yeah, they also go for like him like the main character being like pathetic even after being a superhero, like in his high school life, because he's still in high school. And it's just kind of interesting because he's a superhero, but he's also a dork.
Yeah.
There is actually one plot point. It's a bit of a minor spoiler, but everyone fairly early in the movie, everyone comes to the conclusion that he's gay, and then he becomes the gay friend of the chick that he has the hots for.
It's the best.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
I want to watch the movie just to see that or nothing else. Like,
well, you also need to see Nicolas Cage Batman.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage's Batman and Accidental Rejection.
Yeah. And I've been told the sequel is shit, so I haven't seen it, so I guess don't watch the sequel. But yeah, Kick-Ass is just kind of a movie that like just about anyone could enjoy. It's really good. Anyway, next is the movie topic this week: Western animation. So people never shut the fuck up about animes, but let's talk about the Western side of things.
SpongeBob.
Recently, the Killing Joke adaptation came out, and I must say that animated DC films have been quite amazing in general. Yep. Not all of them, of course, but like
a lot of animated DC like TV shows too have always been.
Yeah.
Teen Titans, Justice League.
Yeah, still need to watch Teen Titans.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So on top of the Killing Joke, real quick, the prologue is utter shit. If you need more information, go watch Doug Walker's review, which will just be linked, because I'm not going to bother reviewing the movie, because Doug Walker gets pretty much everything right. He's also known as the Nostalgia Critic, but it isn't a Nostalgia Critic review. It's just a normal review by him. Anyway, yeah, just skip it. It's about half an hour. Anyway, so when a lot of people think Western animation, they think of kids' cartoons, which I find kind of annoying, because there's some really great Western animations. It's just that we as a society associate it with, like, kids stuff.
I always immediately think of Tom and Jerry, which now would be like illegal because it's SJWs, but I mean...
Wait, how is that SJW?
No, I mean it would be illegal because SJWs would hate it. It's the opposite of SJW.
Why would SJWs hate Tom and Jerry?
Because it's very not... it's very old style in its presentation. It's hard to pin. There's a bunch of, the old 50s and 60s tropes. And it's a bit sexist at times. And racist, and also a bunch of other things.
I never noticed. I mean, I don't think anyone did. But...
No, but it's just the thing now is if it was new, then people would murder it.
Because I mean, I love old cartoons. I grew up on old cartoons, watching like Boomerang.
Looney Tunes is love. Looney Tunes is life. Well, at least the individual ones, maybe not the collective show. But.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved Roadrunner growing up.
Bugs Bunny is still one of my favorites.
That was a good one.
And Donald, because Donald Duck is criminally hilarious.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I also really liked Scooby-Doo and Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were really good ones. But yeah, then there's also, like, with the rise of the internet, there's a lot of, Western animations and a lot of Adult Swim stuff like South Park. I fucking adore South Park. I don't know if you have any experience with Adult Swim type of things.
I watched a little bit of Death Clock, but not a whole lot else.
Okay. Yeah, then online, there's like Rooster Teeth. They make a ton of animated stuff. A lot of just shorts by random people.
Red vs. Blue is now technically.
Yeah,
that
is a 3D
animation.
animation.
Well, I mean, it's still animation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't do that for everything. I mean, they still do the old style. Or they, yeah.
But they have some now.
Yeah. I never cared for the Project Freelancer stuff. Never got into that. Yeah, no, I kind of just wanted to talk about how Western animation is good, not just Eastern animation. Stop being a fucking weeb.
A lot of my favorite animations are claymations, but still.
I've never really seen any claymation that, like, really,
Like, the thing with claymation is you kind of have to ignore the fact that it's clay. It's like watching Knights of Sidonia, which it's an anime, but it's made by Netflix. And a lot of it's actually 3D too, but it's very stylized and it looks very 2D.
I thought it was only the Western release that was handled by Netflix.
I think it's an original by them. Pretty sure.
Well, it's an original, but
it might be made in
the show itself.
Japan, but it's at least published and all that by them. But it's one of the things that I've always liked is anime or cartoons. I'm starting to use anime to refer to everything, but cartoons that look like because it has that very jittery hand-drawn look to it, which I've always liked.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of my favorite things about Coraline and movies like that is Wallace and Gromit, is that it looks really animated. Which I don't like the cartoons that go really smooth and straight-lined with stuff. It's one of my gripes that I very much like, that you get a little bit less of that in older stuff, which is why Tom and Jerry is one of my favorite things. But I hate everything that looks clean or sounds clean, so unless it's podcast.
Also, quickly on the topic of Western animation, people in the West need to just get over themselves and learn to enjoy, like cartoons.
Yeah, but it's
like,
for kids.
Yeah.
Technically, so are most things.
Yeah. Like, seriously, just shut up, sit down, and watch a fucking cartoon.
The idea of it's for kids is really, really stupid because,
No.
like, maybe it's made to appeal to that audience, but cartoons inherent, like, freaking SpongeBob has hidden things that were aimed at adults in it because, like, God forbid you have fun when you're an adult. Horrible fun having people.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just go on a rant about the it's for kids, that part of Western culture. Like, just forever.
Western culture in general is just really dumb.
Yeah, we need to make that a topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
our next topic is Cyberpunk. Something that mostly gonna be me, probably, because I'm a huge junkie for the genre.
Not those punks who cyber. Those guys in RuneScape, we don't talk about them.
Different thing. So it's like near future, kind of dystopian-ish sci-fi with sort of like an 80s future vibe.
Lots of neon lights.
Yes, and usually rain too. Think like Deus Ex, Blade Runner, that kind of thing.
Also the underbelly of Coruscant in Star Wars.
Yeah,
like
kind
of. It's basically, if you.
That's more full-on future.
Well,
Cyberpunk.
The underbelly of it's still got a lot of the same architecture and influence, but yeah, it's very much like a grungy near future sort of idea.
Super industrial sort of thing. Just look up a picture of Blade Runner, you'll know what I'm talking about. a lot of people know what it is, but don't know what it's called. So that's just why I'm kind of putting that there. So I think that this is a hugely underappreciated genre for several reasons. One, it can delve into stuff like humanity first exploring something future-ish like artificial intelligence, virtual stimulation and whatnot.
Stimulation.
Well, we already have VR porn, so.
There's a good subreddit for that too.
I was gonna say virtual reality, but I realized we have VR. Yeah, stuff like that, which can lead to stuff like what it means to be human, which is a huge topic in Blade Runner, which is something I definitely recommend. That is going to be the movie of the week at one point, I guarantee it. Yeah, I love it for also its visual style. I mean, that's one thing you can also get in on, because I know you like.
I'm a huge fan of industrial stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people believe that it died after the 90s, but no, if you go to r/cyberpunk, there's still quite a cult left, which I'm among.
And there's a lot of the aspects being shared with synthwave, bringing back the same kind of music and style in the videos and stuff. It's one of those little weird resurrections that happened for reasons.
Yeah, it's just, and there's a lot of modern cyberpunk-ish stuff that I just don't think feels as awesome and 80s-esque.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then there's also a book I want to talk about that I've been slowly listening to because it's fucking huge. What's it called? Something Snow Crash. It's about the value of information, and there's a lot of things that the author was just pulling out of a hat to put in there, you'll know there's stuff that he was actually thinking could be a thing, and things that he was I'm just gonna put this in here because it's cool. And he actually got a fair bit right in terms of the direction we'd head in. But anyway, so there's virtual worlds, multiple of them, through their type of the 80s type of VR, where it shuts down your body and you go into a computer game.
The sword art.
Yes, I don't want to talk about that,
to use
though.
An ultra cringy example.
Yeah, don't bring that up unless we decide to just go for a full-on rant of it, please.
10 episodes of greatness, and then been a lot of not. But yeah. Anyway. 80s VR, the true gaming experience.
Yeah. Then it's also hard to talk about. It's Snow Crash. So it's about a guy who's he sells information digitally, his way of making money because he got fired from the mafia,
also known as Google.
He gets paid to seek out and find information and whatnot. It's not the plot of it, but it's just what he does after he gets fired from being a mafia pizza delivery guy, which, yes, that's a thing, and pizza delivery is it's a sign you have to go to school for, which is one of the many things. It's he just made that because it's cool sounding.
Actually, that's not all that crazy, all things considered.
Yeah, but it's because it's if you deliver a pizza late, it will be on the news. Literally.
It's a little bit satire, but I mean, let's be honest, it's not that far satire.
Yeah. It's a really good book. I'm a quarter of the way through it. A friend recommended it to me. But that's from 92 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But And you can't talk about Cyberpunk without talking about William Gibson, because he's the one who named it, I believe, even though it existed a bit before that, with his first endeavor into the genre was 1982's Burning Chrome, which is the first time he wrote like an actual lengthy book. But it's still not like full-on novel length, but it's kind of like a medium between novel and novella. And then there's his book that is his I Will Be Remembered book, and to many the defining like cyberpunk / even 80s sci-fi book, Neuromancer, which I've listened to in its entirety and is amazing, other than the fact that the author's definition of filler is just drugs and sex, because why not?
So it's basically
But
everything else.
yeah, but the rest of it is like really fucking awesome. Whereas that it's just like, okay, well, this is happening.
It's like Ride to Hell Retribution.
Not like that. No, it's anyway.
It's higher quality than that. Some good dinosaur porn in there.
Yeah, I just really love Cyberpunk for what it can accomplish. But if you're looking to get into the genre, for movies, Blade Runner; for books, Neuromancer; for video games, Deus Ex. There you go. That's a bit to get you started. Oh, and if you're interested in synthwave music, Perturbator is great. I'll maybe link one of their albums down below.
Also, a lot of chiptune guys are really. Kubi's new stuff is very synthwavy. From Ember, and of course I have to poke Knives over here because they're kind of incredible. They're not quite synthwave, but they're electronic and very creepy and eerie, and I like listening to it while I read cyberpunk stuff. It fits very well. I'll have a link to all the artists in the description in case you want to go throw money at them.
Also, the new Deus Ex game should be coming out around the time that this episode releases. I have not played it. I've pre-ordered it. I'm hyped as hell to play it because the last one was great.
Wait, you pre-ordered something?
Yes, I did, because they delayed it.
Blasphemy!
They delayed it like 6 months because they wanted to make it better, even though it was releasable. And
releasable is arguable.
Well, no, it was finished to what they had originally intended on doing, but they wanted to add more. And these devs, they have a good record, so they also prioritized the last one with AMD a lot, which is something I definitely support.
Praise be.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope it has better ultra-wide support than last time. It only had up to 100 FOV in the last one, which was Human Revolution, which is good. I can recommend that. If you can find the original over the director's cut, it is better due to performance and not having to play through the crappy DLC. Also, the boss fights are shit because they were outsourced, just so you're aware. The devs actually publicly apologized for the boss fights being shit. They're that bad.
The Deus Ex has been a series that has been incredible, but also horrible. Like, if you go every other game, then it's kind of eh. And then if you go, like, the original HR, I'm sure this one, hopefully. If you ignore the mobile ports and all that crap, it's great, but
Yeah.
then you have that mobile port.
The original is definitely the best, but Human Revolution is easier for me to recommend to people because the original is brutally punishing, and the AI has not aged well.
Anyway.
So yeah, that's... anything else you want to add?
I don't really do much cyberpunk stuff aside from...
Yeah,
I guess Battletech technically classifies, but that's stretching the definition. So yeah. Though if you like industrial stuff, Battletech and the Elite universe. their games, but the amount of lore and books out there is amazing.
I mean, some people consider Metal Gear Solid Cyberpunk, but I just consider that like
That's
really
more
near
of
future
yeah,
sci-fi.
it's more of like it's closer to a modern military setting than anything else.
I mean, the games come out like a few years before they're set, but yeah,
I mean, by that
Past when
definition,
the
Arma
last
3 would be
takes place.
Cyberpunk because it's got angly vehicles and stuff, and it's set in 2035. So, I mean...
Anyway, so next, you want to introduce this one?
We're going to talk about stupid Western freaking stigmas and weirdness in general. Just Europe and America. Mostly America, because Europe's not as bad about this, but...
Yeah. But, a few topics ago, for those of you who skipped this, when we were talking about Western animation, we were talking about this. We took a break and decided that, we were a bit behind on time, so we just decided to make this a topic.
This is our oh crap. We don't have enough time to rant, so...
Yes. Yeah.
So now we're going to do a double rant for you. It's the rant special!
The Rantathon.
Yeah, I'll title that. I'll title it that.
That's our title.
So yeah, I'll do this since I'm a person who gets a lot of this crap. For someone who likes metal music, likes a lot of really kind of childish books. I like cartoons and I like claymation. I like all the childish things. And apparently metal is something that a lot of people classify as childish, so that's why I throw that in there.
I don't know why. I mean,
because it's angry and angsty and blah, 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 blah. I'm including like teenage stuff. Like, this is just general Western stigmas, like the fact that you can kill 1 million children in a movie, but if you show a single boob, then you're going to hell.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh wait, one thing I forgot to mention, the last topic. For those of you who are afraid of boobs, which is a very common thing in the West, there's a shit ton of boob shots in Cyberpunk stuff generally.
Cyberpunk has become boobs.
Including Blade Runner. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we could use that as a segue to talk about the fear of boobs in the West.
It's like the fear of boobs and cursing. I had a good rant about this on Sunday.
Meaning they hate our podcast.
Yeah. We have boobs in the podcast? Why didn't you tell me? Since we're currently sitting in a Discord channel with a text channel named Dongs and a voice channel that's now named Hoo Ha. Got creative. No, it's one of those things where, like, I can genuinely I used to be able to go to a store and buy a first-person shooter. And as long as there was no swearing and no nudity, it was fine. And no drug use. Alcohol was fine, though. But it's like, I look back at that and I'm like, my parents were so afraid of me seeing a butt or hearing the F-bomb, or not even that, like, bitch was off limits. And I was like, they were more afraid of that than the idea of me shooting up an airport or a mall. Like, that's great.
It's so backwards.
All the times I got in trouble for a kid when I got into fights, I never got, like, shouted at for beating the ever-living tar out of someone. I got shouted at for cursing while I was fighting them. I genuinely slammed a kid's face into a rusty pole and told him to go F himself. I was told that I was being mean because I told him to go F himself, not because I literally busted his nose and knocked 2 teeth out. No, that's not the reason. Like, this is the level of screwed up the West is and how we judge things.
How did the fear of swearing even start?
The Puritans. This is why I so hate the Puritans, because they're also the reason why the butt thing happened, I'm pretty sure. Basically, it's like if you go anywhere there's a lot of atheists, they don't give a crap. Like, it's basically the religious tie-over from we haven't figured out that that's not what the book says. And even those who have still are angry because, well, it's become wrong. Well, fix it.
Well, I think it's wrong that it is wrong.
Yeah.
So you can disagree with me, but if you do, you're wrong.
Yeah. Just like feminists say.
Yeah.
I don't know really where to start on this because I could list a billion things.
So much. There's just so much that if you go on one thing, Okay, we're gonna need to keep each other in check on ranting. Um, so, like, when I want to, like, like if I want to say something in public, it's like, I want. It's like if I were to swear while doing that, even if it was totally justified, people would be like, "Get the fuck out of here!" But they wouldn't say "fuck."
You could
That'd make
literally
them Satan.
support Nazism and genocide, and they wouldn't care, do anything to stop you unless you started swearing at children, basically.
Yeah.
I've seen this genuinely happen. Like a protester was talking about how all gays should be killed, and when we were up at the Alamo, and then no one cared until he said "damn," and then a mom stopped and screamed at him, and I'm like, like where?
Fuck.
And it was this mom who had her 5-year-old daughter next to her. Like, is she going to be more hurt by a guy saying "damn" or by you standing there and screaming at him? I will point out she dropped the F-bomb 5 times while she was screaming at him. So
Hooray for
hypocrisy is our
double
job.
standards.
If you live in America, you gotta go be a hypocrite. I'm sorry. It's
Oh God.
It's even with youth these days, like the damn youth. But like we have these things that are cool and the things that aren't cool, and it's like it's stigmatized to do things that are not cool. Like the anime thing. If anime is not cool, then like you're weird and go to Japan. I mean, I joke about that, but it's, even though I make fun of older people a lot for that, and religious people, because let's face it, we're retarded. Like the example is, I get told that I'm dumb for being kind of asexual, and like, I don't give a crap. Like it's like I'm doing something that you don't like, God forbid. And it's, where did this crap come from? Who thought? Like, how do you get enough people to think that something is weird that everyone starts thinking that's not weird, even people who can blatantly come to the decision that it's not weird? Like, if you spend...
I think it's a slow process over the course of many years.
And a lot of it probably has to do with just killing the people who don't agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past the Puritans, to be honest.
No.
It's another thing you see in church the other day. There was this thing on the table about how Pokemon is literally Satan. It came from a satire site. There are about 60 of these printed and sat on a table. And I looked at this and I thought, who thought this was actually like a serious thing, for one? Like, who's dumb enough to fall for that? And I'm like, probably someone who's dumb enough to think that games are the devil. And it kind of all made sense. But just, you realize how many people are not capable of doing a quick Google search. If you've ever done tech support, you know that. Yeah. I have so many examples that it's just...
The demonization of things, like Pokemon is a good example. If, like, the Christian parents and PETA members with Pokemon, it's like, okay, all of your points have no proof behind them, and yet you consider it the fucking devil.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I hear all these parents talk about how sex is terrible and all that, and then they sit there with their 15 children. Like, how do you get those 15 kids? I wonder, how do those two things tie in?
Wait, if you say, like, sex just in general is outright terrible?
Yeah.
I mean, not like just premarital sex?
Yeah.
Like they say sex itself.
Yes. Even though it's
What
Christian
the
people
fuck?
who say sex is terrible, God said it's a good thing. I'll point out, in the Bible, he said that's a good thing.
Jesus said to fuck, so fuck.
Yeah. Quite literally. It's just... I'm also not entirely sure. I think the premarital sex thing was also not actually what people think. It's not having sex before marriage. It's having sex with, like, a prostitute or whatever. It's not actually beforehand. I mean, it's probably a good idea. Don't go, like, banging every person you see, because that's kind of generally douchey.
Well, let's not get into, like, religious topics.
But yeah, it's just... Basically, the idea is that all of these rules come from stuff that people don't understand. And they really probably should be able to understand because it's as easy as literally typing a word into Google and hitting enter. Or if you're a granny, you'll go over to the little search glass icon, magnifying glass, and you'll click on that, and then slowly make your way down to the first link, which is probably an advertisement and not an actual link, because they always do that.
Yeah. So, what's another good one?
It's actually, a lot of it's very entitled. I was thinking about the Rotten Tomatoes thing with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's not, because SJWs, but it's still kind of the same concept of, well, I don't like this thing, so therefore everyone can't have it,
When a lot of people do like that movie. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet myself.
I think I've only seen one negative review, and that was Rotten Tomatoes. I haven't looked at it
no,
yet.
its score has been going ever downward on IMDb. Not that radically fast. It's also not that good on Metacritic, but it's just that over the course of less than a day, everyone went from loving it to hating it.
Yeah, but I haven't seen anything that's so objectively negative that's I want to take down this website for it. And then again, I generally don't want to take down websites for reviews in general because I'm not that much of a psychopath. As I sit here,
there's also internet culture of grouping together to hate things, mostly from Reddit.
And then it happens in real life too. It's an easier way to do it than having to go pick at a funeral. I'm totally not directing that at anyone in particular.
We're talking about Westboro Baptist.
They suck.
Fuck those assholes.
No, that's gay. You don't do that. I still love that across the street from them there is a guy in a rainbow house with a rainbow Volkswagen Beetle and a bunch of flowers in his yard. I'm like, I love you guys.
Reddit bought that house.
My PC just went to sleep. That was incredible.
Okay.
I haven't touched my mouse for that long. Yeah, so shall we go on to our next topic since I will generally scream and wake my family up if I do that. So
I suppose we should. So our next topic is the Minecraft community.
If you can call it that, it's more of a bunch of voices shouting similar things in the big room.
So the Minecraft was officially released, the quote-unquote full version, about 5 years ago. So,
terrifying.
Yeah. So when the game first came out, it was in beta, and you could put spaces between your ladders and shoot up it like a rocket, and doors were brand fucking new.
And bows could be fired fully automatic. Use your mouse wheel and become a god.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, back in the good old days before the community, as it is now, appeared, from YouTube mostly, it was a fun little indie game where you could go build something. It was cool, and you could do it with friends. Yeah,
I remember.
That's all it was.
I'm pretty sure the first Minecraft video on YouTube was Paul Soares Jr.'s How to Survive and Thrive in Minecraft. I'm 99% certain that was the first thing ever put up. But that wasn't. I think Notch had a way pre-alpha video, but I remember when that was the video. I saw that when it was the only thing, and then it slowly worked up, and I've seen the corruption going from that to Captain Sparkles, who I will admit I did watch for a long time because, quite frankly, everyone else was slightly worse.
Yeah, I watched his videos for a bit, a long time ago.
He got worse as time went on, as they all do. But
yeah,
again, this is similar to the Undertale community.
So the 12-year-olds were the next part to happen.
Yeah, it was great until the masses found it.
Yeah, I guess that was a overnight thing, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it was basically beta happened. It came out of alpha into closed beta, and somewhere halfway through closed beta, it exploded. I don't know if that was just someone made a video that got popular or what, or if it was just popular enough that it was kind of spreading around at that point. But it's kind of one of those things that I guess is easy to latch onto because it's a sandbox game.
It can appeal to literally anyone, but it's just the fact that our whiny little 12-year-olds who will scream and squeak and just run around being an asshole to everyone. And the fact that the game is not really that fun in single player unless you have like a total metric ass load of mods. Yeah. Even then it's more fun with other players.
Minecraft basically exists to be modded.
Yeah. Yeah, they've also made a lot of weird additions to the game.
Yeah.
Since I stopped playing.
Like the initial release version, 1.0, I still think is the... Actually, I'd say probably beta 1.8, actually. It's probably the best version of the game. And then they just started adding random crap just for the sake of having random crap, like horses.
Yeah.
We didn't need horses.
You either need to have way less things, so it's just simple, or way more things, so there's a crap ton to do.
And things that if you want way more things, then there's already mods that did everything that was added, and they did it better.
Yeah.
Like, when, again...
Like the original version of Tekkit,
yeah,
that might be the best Minecraft experience out there.
Yeah.
It's great.
Again, you've heard
you
us...
can still play that.
You've heard us talk about ponies. I spent months non-stop playing a pony Tekkit server because it had a really great Tekkit mod set. And because one of my friends was on there, and I was like, well, at this point, I have no choice. But no,
yeah,
it's
you
like...
mentioned that last podcast, I believe.
I don't think I went into that much detail in it, but it's like, it's... The thing about Minecraft is that it's not that it's a bad game. It's that it's an extremely mediocre game that is really popular. It's like pop music. It's not inherently horrible. It's just that it's kind of ruined by the fact that there are people who follow it, and those people are horrible.
Yeah.
If you like Minecraft, you're literally Satan.
Do you know if Minecraft is still popular? Because I legitimately don't know.
It's still extremely popular.
Damn it. You can't play it until it's not popular anymore.
Just go download pre-alpha, it'll be good. I have actually played pre-alpha. It's actually really fun. I mean, like, before there was random generation. It was, well, there was random generation, but it was like a 50 by 50 square. It was great.
Oh, yeah. I watched my brother download and play that once.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it... If you never look at anything on the internet related to Minecraft and you just play Minecraft, you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you remember that it's Minecraft, it's like... And it sounds so freaking hipster and douchey, but really... If you ever go on a server that is not private, like any public server, you'll realize that this game's terrible.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not even really a game that you would... Well, back in beta, if you looked at it at like 1.7.3 when there's no sprinting or anything, it's not a game you would think kids would really care about. There's no goal. You put blocks down and kill things on occasion.
It's just the YouTubers that they follow being into it. Which YouTube is the reason, like the sole reason for the Minecraft community becoming shit.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I mean, I can sit down, I can play Feed the Beast, and I can enjoy that.
I still play Terraformacraft on occasion because it's incredible, but it's like... It's hard to enjoy anything about it anymore. I guess I did play it into freaking dirt when I first got it, but...
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that really has no business existing in the state it is, because again, it's not a good game. It's gotten worse over the years, ironically.
Yeah.
We should make a 1.7.3 server. The last version with the Farlands, let's rip off Kurt J. Mac. Walk to the Farlands.
There are people that still host original Tekkit pack servers.
Yeah.
Not many. It's been a while since I checked, but I imagine there still are quite a few.
Yeah, I really kind of want to play Minecraft again. Now we're talking about it, like, ignore.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Undertale. I want to ignore
everything
about it, but it's there.
We have a Hamachi server if you want to make a Tekkit thing.
1.7 Tekkit.
Yeah, sure.
I'm the same douchebag who plays old games because they're old, so...
Yeah.
I play Rogue, the original. Not the one that spawned the likes. No, I play Rogue because it's actually a really good game, and I hate admitting that. I feel hipster as hell. But yeah. MechWarrior 3, 1999, 1998. Best game ever. I will hold by that until the day I die. I like old things, including chicks. What?
Okay then. So,
Yeah. Shall we piss now? Unless you have some more to add.
have we been going long
It's been
enough?
an hour and 5. I mean,
That's counting the break.
I don't really. Yeah, that's true. It was like a 10-minute break. I can give you the exact. It was exactly 10 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about the Minecraft community from why does it exist. I mean, we could go into the Undertale community too, since we know those people.
I don't know them too, but I think that's something we need to save for another time, maybe.
If we don't want to name names, I mean, we can totally do that.
Okay, I'm sorry for you having to edit this, but I have to pee again. So, I shall return.
Crackers. Some days you just have to do this. I'm not even gonna edit this out. Leave it here. It's time padding, man. In case anyone's wondering, they're gluten-free white cheddar crackers, and they're not gluten-free because I'm a hipster. They're gluten-free because I'm actually will get sick from it. So, boom. I am a hipster, but it's not why I'm eating these. Because quite frankly, this stuff is horrible. Might be the only thing worse than death that I can think of. So yeah, it's pretty bad. It also tastes a little bit like kind of like burnt ricey buttholes. Since I am the king of ram job, or whatever the hell the thing was. Also a rope bunny. That's my phone. I'm taking notes. It's like a class on Minecraft people. It's pretty dank. These memes are so dank. Hey girl, show me your memes. I'm not weird. He returns from the hell. Slowly.
Welcome back, my friend.
So do you want to do another topic? We could, or do you just want to piss for a really long time?
Now you say that. We're gonna piss for a really long time, guys. Let me go to Reddit. Wait, no, this is gonna be problematic because I have a rock on my shift key.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's gonna be problematic.
I mean, I could move it, but I'm dedicated at this point, you know?
Yeah. So I already have a private window up for this.
I might as well.
Reddit.
It makes saying Control Shift P a lot easier when I only have to hit the Shift and P. I have rice crackers on my mouse. That's an odd sentence. We got a lot of odd sentences today.
There's an r/teenagers meme thing, which I guess is okay. Yeah.
And I moved my rock. Now I'm doing actual push to talk. I'm sorry for you listening, but this is way easier.
Okay, that's cool.
This is the end of professionalism, so. Oh my god. The 138 I'm in boys one.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh Oh, we are gonna put these on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So
My sister walks around topless and I don't know what to do.
r/incest.
Precisely.
Um. Why does
Some people gotta do it, man.
I mean, I guess.
Apparently, I've heard rumors that it's actually like really comfortable to be naked all the time. Like you don't have to get your dong stuck in the weird corners of your underwear. Now, if you're female, hopefully that's not an issue. Unless you're doing that manually, in which case, no, you do you. But I don't think.
Literally, if you want to.
I mean, if you go up to the window and you realize I don't have pants on and it's nighttime, so like they can see really well because you got the light on, it'd be unfortunate. Accidentally show your dong to your entire neighborhood. That's also known as going to the pool with your trunks loose. But yeah, could be unfortunate. Oh boy. These are some serious business threads.
Should I mention that one set of audio tapes I found last night?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh my god. Okay, so I can't link it, but if you go to reddit.com/r/tentai and you click Gilded, it should be the only post. It's an audio tape of being raped by tentacles.
It's got a very nice, sexy voice narrator too.
I shit you not. And this guy has like other stuff, like he has some BDSM level stuff.
Yeah, if you like ASMR, this is a good way to ruin your life.
Speaking of BDSM stuff, so I was reading about indie films from like 2014, 2015. There's one, the guy reviewing it said that 50 Shades of Grey might be fine if you're a soccer mom, but if you want something really hardcore, this movie is for you.
Are you hating on me for liking 50 Shades of Grey right now? Is that what's going on? That didn't come out sounding like I wanted it to.
Well, it came out as something.
I was going to say, do you want to 1v1 me IRL?
I don't remember what the movie was called, but just
Pretty Undead.
Reading that description, I'm just like, yeah, no, please no.
No, I gotta see this. Give me the link.
I could find what the name is, but yeah, no. If you want us to do a commentary, definitely leave a comment down below. And
we want to do a commentary on Twilight anyway.
50,000 likes. Oh yeah, if you want us to do a commentary on Twilight, that's something I feel like we're gonna do eventually. Like it's like Batman versus the Joker. It's like at one point someone's gonna die.
Yep.
It's the same. It's like us versus Twilight. At one point we're actually gonna sit down and watch them. Same level of intensity too.
Yep. Super intense. And personal.
So
like my microphone right now, it's in my face. It's rubbing on my sexy lips. I'm behind it, so it sounds horrible. This got weird. I'm sorry for your eardrums too, because I'm gonna have to cut that audio level down in post. That waveform is large and in charge, just like me. The tentacles reach around you. It's incredible.
Oh god.
Now we're referencing our own references. Can it get any worse?
Yep. No, we can make it worse, I guarantee you.
Off to r/hentai-beastman.
We need to go to that one subreddit. You know the one I'm talking about.
The feminist one, or?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Like the full-on Nazi feminist one. As if our Western Animation section didn't, offend enough people.
Let's go to r/true female supremacy. We're really moderate, guys. Top post 29 days ago. Women, how did you come to realize that men are inferior? I almost said superior. You know, I'm a what's the word? Misogynist. That one.
Yes. Yeah. Feminist.
We're superior because we don't have periods. There you go. Well, checkmate. But don't mate if you're checked, maybe.
What are the
That's right.
What are the comments on that, like responses?
I always believed in equality between men and women until I realized men hurt, abuse, rape, and kill women, a disproportionate amount. I suppose when I first fell in love and experienced an abuse in a relationship with a man is when I truly realized that men were inferior beings, oftentimes scum. This is like having a bad hamburger that was like a little bit raw.
No,
and saying all hamburgers are horrible.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's like, because one person who's part of a demographic is shit does not mean that entire demographic is shit.
A man punched me, therefore they're all shit.
In early America.
Yeah.
So,
you mean that?
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, like, I wouldn't hurt or abuse someone. Am I still garbage because of that? Just because I have a penis? Apparently. So I literally have to off myself because I'm a dude. Also, I don't think these people understand how reproduction works. Because
they don't. I mean, there are those who claim it's a myth among their community. Which,
well, technically, you can do
alert,
it without having to have a dude. It's just that you still need to get sperm. Most women don't make sperm. It's not how it works. Usually it's a mutation.
Yeah. So
you're going to rely on mutants, which are kind of hard to come by because it's a mutation for a reason it's not all that common. Yeah, let's see. Practical steps to female supremacy. I gotta see this.
Oh, great.
Oh god, this is good. Boycott all male and male-dominated businesses. Sometimes this is illegal, but I can boycott moving services, they list like trash services and crap. Moving services, certain website companies, etc. I'm happy to buy all of my furniture from IKEA and move it myself without any problems. Has a policy of employing 50-50 men and women. What if there is one more man than there's a woman? Can you no longer buy from IKEA ever again because they were sexist once? Also, I will point out, you will literally boycott every restaurant ever and every food company. You're going to starve to death. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
Like, they act like not employing equally is inherently a bad thing. How? I mean, it's the same idea as the wage gap. Does the average... If you look at the overall statistics, does a female make less than a man? Or woman, not female. Same thing. Yes, but it's also because basket weaving is not a real college degree, neither is gender studies. I'm sorry. If you want to fix the age gap problem, get a real job. It's the same with this. If you don't want to have businesses hire more men, go work there. You know, that's generally how you do it. If they don't hire you because you're female, well, then you can sue them, or maybe there's a genuine reason. Like, there are some things, like, I'm a big proponent for females in the military, because women are objectively better snipers. Case in point, there was a Russian chick in World War II who killed like 150 people, and then they killed her husband, so she killed 150 more. So, you know, it's frightening. There are a lot of things that women are objectively better at. And of course, there's some things that
men are objectively better at. But no, saying that's sexist.
Which, I mean,
saying women are better at things, that's fine.
I do get the argument that, you know, they say women are weaker. Technically, yes. Also, technically, I've seen women throw refrigerators at people. So that's something that can be worked around. But there's some things that they're mostly minor things that, you know, either gender can be a sniper. Either sex, I'm sorry, gender is I can be a unicorn. But, you know, anyone can be a sniper, but it's just the fact that this one's slightly better. So if you really need a really, really good sniper, there's a solution. But at the same time, if you're complaining that someone's not letting you move furniture, then grow a muscle. It's not because you're female, it's because you're puny. Become the big, beefy chick who throws cars at people. I would hire you at that point. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think just about anyone would hire you at that point.
But then again, if I'm hiring them because they're female and throw cars, that's objectifying and that's sexist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But then if you're not hiring them because they're female, then that's also sexist.
Yeah. You see, the problem with insane people is you can't win. And I'm gonna say this again. I'm not sure if this subreddit is just posed law in action, and this is all horrible satire. But I can't tell, so I'm assuming it's real, because I know.
I mean, some portion of it has to be real, but I mean, the general creation of it may have been satire, and many of the people who go there probably do go there to post satire.
Well, True Women's Liberation was originally the subreddit for a long time. I think the mod got ticked off and left, and then they changed to be, quote-unquote, more conservative with it. They still have the occasional thread about let's murder all men and, you know, put them in cages and use them as sex slaves, basically. That's genuinely a real thing. Real tactic is to literally use us all for sperm reproduction and nothing else. Which, to be honest, there are some of us where that's all we're good for anyway, but that's not, you know, I don't really want to be in a cage.
Yeah, but, like, that has nothing to do with what, like, sex you are. It has nothing, it's just who you are as a person.
Because dude's a meathead. Well, I know chicks who are meatheads, so 1v1 me. I can out-logic you slowly.
Fucking humans, man.
Here's one. Common Sense, the Superiority of Women. This is a novel, okay? This is an actual novel. I wonder what their opinions on transgender people. Like, do you have to kill them too because you're not sure? Like, what if he's just faking it? Let's cut his head off. And then again, these are people who are supporting actual, basically genocide. So that level of sanity would not be uncommon, I don't think.
They're basically, there are some that are like full-on Hitler level of let's just kill all these people because we hate them. It's terrifying, actually, to know that people like that actually still exist in America. Like, seriously, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Here's a name one change that would make the world better thread. All women in political office. No men. Or at the very least, the majority women.
That is sexist.
Yeah, and for
Just
one,
gonna say that.
How does it make a difference? Again, it's saying it's like this person is better at the job, but this is a woman, so they're going instead. And again, I have no issue if it's a woman and she can do it. More power to you, but if you can't, stay away.
Like Shuan Head said, and at the time of recording this, a recent video, like 2 or 3 days ago, it's like, said, there was a question on a test she was taking, it said, and it was, do you think a woman is qualified to be the president? And she said, a woman, yes, Hillary Clinton, no.
That is exactly my thing. That's why everyone, I'm not a big fan of Obama. I mean, he's a cool dude, but I just don't like him as a president. I think he's funny and all that, but when says, oh, you're racist because he's black, and I'm like, no, I don't hate him because I don't hate him at all. I think he's just mediocre at best. But it's like, I don't care if they're a black president. If there is, that's cool. That's great. You know, it's a first-time thing. It's basically something that will inevitably happen again because, you know, chances, but it's cool to see something for the first time. But at the same time, if we hire a rhinoceros for president and he sucks, I'm not going to vote for him because he's a rhinoceros. Like, let's be honest here. It's still a rhinoceros. I wouldn't trust it to make very good decisions about the military and
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah, no.
Hillary Clinton is basically a rhinoceros, is what I'm saying.
Clintons in general are rhinoceroses.
Yeah.
Like, when this election started, I
It's
said there are
horny
two
too.
things.
At least Bill is.
I said, okay, you know, I do not want another Clinton, and I do not want another Bush, and I still stand by that.
And I don't want a Trump,
want another
so...
Clinton. I don't want a Trump
I'm
either,
conservative as hell when it... Well, for non-social things. But I don't want a Trump. I genuinely would rather elect a plate of mashed potatoes for president so that literally nothing gets done. Like, I would rather have that than Trump, or Clinton. I'm just gonna call him Clump from now on. It's just, yeah. Oh, here's a great comment from this thread. Males should not be allowed to vote, own property, hold positions of socio-political power, pursue higher education, because we'd all be better off.
That's literally how it used to be for women.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
And you realize the funny thing is, the people who legalized the laws to let women do that were men. Because women couldn't do it yet. Like, oh my god, look at that.
And now they're trying to kick us down to where they were, like, over, like 100 years ago.
Can we get a female person on this podcast? Can I get number 6 on here so she can rant about it?
I don't know if number 6 is intelligent enough to open Discord.
I mean, she's not dumb. She just awkward. I know that feeling. You saw me rant on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, there are other females who get on the podcast.
I mean, I know plenty of people who would be more than willing to scream about feminists. My sister would probably, but I don't know if she would like let me live afterwards.
Yeah, I think we need to avoid any of our family members ever finding this podcast.
It's like...
Oh, by the way, number 6 is a person. That's an in joke.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not going to press the 6 key on my keyboard and make it to the podcast. Here we go.
No, we don't refer to women by numbers.
Yeah.
We're not sexist.
That's an in joke that would take way too much time to explain, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, it would.
Ow. TLDR r/teenagers has really funny tests on it. And you should take them all, including the BDSM one.
Oh, God.
It's the best test ever made.
Oh.
Link to the results in the description. And I will tell you not... I'm not going to tell you who's who.
Are we allowed to link the BDSM test in YouTube?
I mean, I can put a bit.ly link or a goo.gl link, or goog.gl, whatever the heck it is.
Well, I mean, but like, terms of service wise.
I'll have to check. I can read legalese, so.
It'll probably be down there in some form. Be sure to leave your results down below. We'd love to see them for scientific purposes. Totally not to mock you.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that.
Oh,
Have fun.
Here's another really good one. There should be exceptions built into every criminal law that if the offender is female and the victim is male, she should not be penalized for her actions. So a woman could literally stab a man to death in the subway and not be punished.
What the fuck?
The OP's response is, I agree, males are less than human, so it shouldn't be considered a crime. Less than human. Have you ever looked at DNA? Question.
Jesus Christ.
Again, Poe's law is killing me right now. I want this to be satire. So badly. Just like I want the Pokemon thing to be satire so badly. It was. But this...
I don't think this is satire. I think this is... Seeing as much feminist bullshit as I have,
Yeah, last time we were on here...
I don't think it is.
We both wrote a gigantic long colossal post. I'll have to find it again, link it in the description.
I read the entirety of it. I don't think we'll be able to find it, but if we do, it'll be there.
It's hosted on a Google website, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's someone describing their feminist
utopia,
but I think dystopia would be a much better word.
Yeah.
Where
Or maybe
men
hell might be a
have
better word.
yeah, where all men have to live in camps, in huts, and probably have a life expectancy of about 30, 40 years because
Basically
of disease.
Auschwitz with a little bit more food. Like, that's literally the description they gave.
And that they're sent there at the age of, like, what, 14 or something?
I think it was like 10 or something, like right before they hit puberty.
Yeah.
So basically, good luck, have fun. If you're male, you're going to go get gassed. And then you're going to go have sex, and then go get gassed again.
Yeah, well, no, they claim that the male part of reproduction is myth. They literally say that.
Well, in that case, why keep them around? Just kill them all. I mean, seriously.
I don't know.
If you're,
I mean, I read like the entire thing, whereas you only read like you skimmed it.
I read like I skimmed very quickly, but it seems like at that point they're trying to hide something and make it sound better. But you're still doing the same thing, so just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it would be more efficient and easier to just kill us all, because at that point you're not having to feed us, house us, anything. It's more room for your women. Boom.
Oh no! We have to live like tribal style.
That's true, because death was too good, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, because it's about women catering to men in any way is evil, so they can't even throw us food when they force us to live in tribal camps and huts and shit. Yeah. So we have to like hunt boars and eat those.
Yep.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're saying, and of course heavily monitored to make sure we don't integrate into the masses of, pure, perfect women.
I found their opinion on trans people.
What?
Beware of trans movement. It is patriarchy in disguise. And to quote the example that they give, this new patriarchy scored a breakthrough in Bruce Jenner in an April 2015 interview with Diane Sawyer casually commented that he looked forward to becoming a woman so they could paint his nails and drink wine with his girlfriends. Jenner equated being a woman with the most trivial accidentals, while mainstream media outlets, including awards from Glamour and ESPN, celebrated his courage. So basically saying that he's a woman hater because he wanted to paint nails. Huh?
What the fuck?
Now I'll point out that I know plenty of girls who enjoy painting their nails. Then isn't that supposed to be the idea behind trans? Is that you feel like you're not like the sex that you were born as? And in turn that would mean that that's not weird? Like, that's not patriarchy because you want to do the thing that you think you're supposed to do? I'm not quite following their logic here. Wait, I just said logic. Insanity here. Oh, good. They're going BDSM on you now. Do not have sex with a male unless he is absolutely subordinate to you. So if you can't flog him to death while you're doing it, then he's just not worth it, man. Top comment.
You need to be
just don't have sex.
Hitting him with a wiffle bat constantly.
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate these people.
They're saying that in response to not having sex, that works too, but just think of those who are heterosexual and have an opportunity to train men so that they in future generations will be more willing to accept their place. Yeah, we're not psychopaths, not at all. Sorry.
Fucking kill me.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll have to go steal a car. I mean, I could just grab the keys out of the closet and take my dad's, but... They're wonderful people.
Why?
I promise you'll love them.
Why?
So yeah, if you want to weep for the species, there you go.
The subreddit will most certainly be linked below.
Yeah.
Oh god. Okay, I think this is a good place to end the episode.
I will throw an album recommendation since it's my counter to you talking about movies so much. Open Dead Beefs, I remember what it's called. I've been paying a lot of attention to nothing. I had a note of which one I was going to recommend, and I've got to find that. Where the frack did I put it?
Oh. Grace uses Windows.
Huh?
The segment. The segment is going to be called "You Using Windows." Or no, wait, are you on Linux right now?
I'm on Linux. Okay. I've been moving things over. It's kind of cluttered right now. I haven't organized yet.
Okay.
I was going to recommend Every 6 Seconds by Saliva, which is new metal. So if you're a metalhead, I'm sorry, this is blasphemy, but Click Click Boom is an incredible song. Alternatively, if you're a nerd, then well, not a nerd, but a loser, then you can do Starflyer 59's Slow, which it's pretty nice. All rock, slow, makes you want to kill people. I don't know how that's tied in, but.
So in terms of new metal, is it anything like Power Man 5000?
Yeah, that's basically what they are. It's combinations of hip hop and metal. It's very close to metalcore, and that has a lot of groovy, like sort of fast. Well, it's groove metal and metalcore kind of combined, where it has a lot of catchy riffs, and then also has some blast drums and everything. And it's really, I feel like Power Man 5000, stuff like that. It's all Project 86's oldest stuff. Well, it's like that. Demon Hunter's first couple albums.
I might listen to it while going through the podcast, listening for all the links.
It's a very good album. It varies quite a bit because there's some that are very hip hop and some that are pure hard rock or metal. But it's one of those genres that even as someone who is very much of the opinion that metal is basically a way that you make your guitar sound and not really a genre, I feel like it's more leaning towards hard rock for the most part, but it depends. It's quite good. And I'm probably going to go listen to it after the podcast because.
Well, okay. I think this is a good place to end it then. So, thank you for watching this fantastic shitstorm of us ranting and then wanting to kill ourselves.
Kill all the men, my pretties.
Species.
It's going to be.
Kill them all.
My voice is gone.